Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are doing a Red Velvet group prediction for 2024. Now this is the year that the group is celebrating 10 years, so I'm I'm really excited to figure out what their predictions are for this year. So first we're going to start with the first question, which is just the general energy vibe check. So what is Red Velvet's current energy? The first card that came out was the Seven of Wands reverse, and then we have the Fool reverse. And then we have my favorite card in this deck, which is the Empress, because she looks so cute, adorable, and beautiful. So the energy here it's kind of weird because on one hand you have this energy where many of them are not really taking a risk because they're afraid of something. The Seven of Wands usually talks about encountering fears. It's like you're encountering a fear or an obstacle. Or it could also mean like never giving up and having this persistent energy to overcome those fears and fighting against the current or overcoming any challenge that you encounter, right? So for Red Velvet, this card being reversed kind of shows that many of them will either find it very challenging to fight their fears and their doubts. Like maybe many of them feel very tired, exhausted, or overwhelmed, or they have given up on something. And with the Fool, usually that talks about a new beginning, it talks about the start of a journey. It also talks about taking that leap of faith. So with this card reverse, being right next to the Seven of Wands reverse, makes me think that currently the group wants to give up on something. I think the things that they might be giving up on is their idea of how their work schedule. Let me just say how I think it is. I think SM has been such a mess that the group has already given up the idea of being able to properly work with a company. I feel that the girls are already kind of like done and tired with the negligence and the, what do people call it, mismanagement. So I do feel that many of the girls feel very dissatisfied with the way that SM has been handling their schedules and has been working with them, and because of that I think many of them have already lost hope or are not willing to fight for them working with the company. So maybe negotiations are not going the way that they were content with or happy with. I do feel that maybe they had negotiated to like continue working together, like together in this case with SM, and then things, expectations were not met, and because of that, I do feel that many of the girls are actually quite angry, and that's why they or gave up. Like, why do I want to work here? Why do I want to work with this company that is not doing things right? So with the Fool, I do feel that many of them are trying to keep their expectations low or are not taking risks, or there is something that's holding them back. I'm blaming it on SM because I will always blame it on SM. That's just how I am. But I actually don't know what that could be. But whatever fears they have is not necessarily personal. Like, it's not coming necessarily from them. It's more about their environment and the situations that they're in that has created like this sense of distrust when like a new idea is proposed. And I do feel that this is coming from the company though. Now I'm saying that because next to these cards we have the Empress, and the Empress here we have Venus energy, and this is supposed to describe a person that is abundant, someone that can easily manifest what they want because of that fertility that they have within them. And this fertility could be either from their ideas to their ability to create something, or to the abundance that they have is able to give them the ability to manifest anything that they want in their life. So the Empress is also a very creative card. This also describes someone that is very confident, someone that is beautiful, someone that is powerful. So this makes me think that the group knows their value. They know their worth. They know what it is that they want, and they know that they can accomplish it. So that's why I feel that these energies can seem a bit contradictory. Like, you have this sense of fear and wanting to give up and being hesitant to take a step forward into the unknown. But then on the other side, you have the Empress that is supposed to describe an individual that is very confident and that they have they know that they have the abundance necessary to achieve their dreams and their goals. So when I see these two groups put together, it could mean that there's some members in Red Velvet may feel like the first thing I described of being like afraid of trying something new and giving up. And then other members could feel like the Empress that are like, I know who I am, I know what I want and what I desire, I will accomplish those goals and dreams. However, this could also mean what I said earlier, that the situation that they're in makes them feel a bit doubtful and a bit fearful, and maybe they have already given up fighting and going against the current. Therefore, they're not really looking forward to taking a new step in their career. However, this Empress could also mean that that doesn't really get in the way of who they are as people and what they want to achieve as individuals. So this cards could be combined that way as much as it could be like some people feel one way and other people feel the other way. So I'm not too sure how to best describe their current energy as a unit. So let me put these cards away and let's go into the second question. You know, that the other thing that the Fool describes is people that have faith in destiny and fate. So I do feel that many of them maybe do not trust that things will go in their favor, or they don't feel secure with the destiny ahead of them. So maybe that's why many of them want to probably take things under their own hands and maybe even do their own thing. But let's go into the second question, which is what is in store for Red Velvet this 2024? We have Full Moon in Leo with Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. And we have Nothing Is Yet Set in Stone with a Mutable Moon. So for Red Velvet, seeing the full moon in Leo makes me think that the group will go in this environment where they should not let their pride get in the way, in a sense of not getting blinded. It's like any opportunity is a good opportunity. Anyone that they meet is a good option. Is a sense of like not taking things for granted. Also the sense of like weighing down all their options and all of their opportunities equally. So it's kind of like let's say someone offers a project to the group or whatever, and it may seem like it's something small, but I do feel that it could take off and like be a lot more successful than if they had taken a project of like a big well-known company. So let me say this. So as a group, the best advice that they can get this 2024 for their career is to see, it doesn't matter how small or big an opportunity may seem, to just take it, to analyze it, and not disregard it just because it's not as big and glamorous as it could be. Why am I saying that? Because the mutable moon with Nothing Is Yet Set in Stone makes me think that the group should stay flexible with the possibilities and opportunities that they can receive, and not completely shut down and close any sort of door that is being offered to them. And by door, in this case, I mean like an opportunity. So if it's a project or a person that wants to work with them, is like, instead of straight up saying, no, I'm busy, it's more like, let me leave those doors open and kind of test the waters by figuring out if it fits for them or not. I do feel that this year is going to be quite confusing for the group. I do feel that there's a lot of things that a lot of energies that are going to be not necessarily clashing, but a lot of things are going to be changing and moving, because again, nothing is set in stone. That kind of shows that nothing's permanent, nothing is like fully written. So there's still changes that can be happening constantly. And I do feel that that could bother some of them that do want something a bit more stable and concrete. So I do feel that this message here for 2024 is that in their career, a lot of things are going to be changing and they have to be super flexible. And that type of mentality will definitely help them see all the potential opportunities that can be a lot more successful than they could have initially thought of. But with that said, let's jump onto the second part of the second question, which is just to check the individual energy for each member. So I'll start with Irene. So what's in store for Irene's career this 2024? The first card that we have is Imagination with variety, fantasy, and mind. I don't know why, but I thought of like a variety show that has like puzzles and mind games, or like little competitions that are quite fun. So this 2024, I do feel that Irene might not join as in become like a permanent staff, but I do feel that she will do a lot of things that make her feel alive again, that bring her happiness, that make her enjoy herself, because this child playing with all the dinosaurs makes me think that Irene is oh, okay, I'll talk about that in a little bit. It makes me think that in 2024 she's going to join programs that really bring her a lot of enjoyment and make her feel very happy. But the thing that I was going to mention that made me like laugh a little bit is how I've been seeing on my Twitter, for whatever reason, when someone says something and that makes them sound a bit old, and then someone replies with "May you meet them," and it's like a picture of dinosaurs. I find that very funny. But I'm saying that because the kid is playing with dinosaurs, so I do feel that Irene could be joining maybe a variety show where they play a bunch of traditional or classic Korean games of sorts that will bring a lot of happiness to Irene. I don't know if this is just like a one time thing or if it's going to be like a short project, but whatever it is going to stand out this year. Or Irene is going to do a lot of things that she had always dreamed of and had always imagined herself. Like maybe some goal, some childhood goal that she had always wanted to accomplish. This year she will be able to accomplish it, so she will be very happy that she was able to finally do those things that she had always dreamed of. Or maybe this year Irene's gonna be very in tune with her inspiration and her creativity, so she will be able to do a lot of projects that bring her a lot of happiness because they are aligned with who she is or with the ideas that she embodies. Now, what's in store for Seulgi's career this 2024? We have natural disaster. I thought it was so funny, the imagery on this card. I don't know why. So we have risk, frustration, and survival. So maybe you could take this a bit literally, and a lot of the schedule that Seulgi will have this year could somehow end up being maybe not canceled, but like there's always a natural disaster going on. Like maybe Seulgi travels one place to another and something always happens for whatever reason. I don't think she will necessarily be in danger, but it will definitely feel like some sort of divine sign of like maybe being careful, or like it will seem like what a coincidence of sorts, right? Like I don't know, maybe Seulgi goes from one country to another, and in country A there was like this very heavy storms, and then when she moves to country B, they went from having very sunny days to all of a sudden having like a tornado or something. I don't know, like it feels like a bit unlucky somehow, but I don't think it will get in the way of her schedules, and I don't think Seulgi's life will be in danger in any way, shape, or form. I think it would just be those things that is like, what is happening with Seulgi that all of these things are happening when she moves to those countries to work or whatever. Now, the other thing that I'm getting as well, though, is that in 2024, Seulgi is going to go through this state in her career where it seems like nothing is really going her way. Like, the unexpected constantly happens. And I do feel that Seulgi may feel like she's in survival mode, but not necessarily because her life is at risk, but more like she has to put a lot more time and effort for her projects to go through, or to work, or to see the light of day, or to make it to the public's eye. There is this sense of like Seulgi will be definitely annoyed and frustrated because she may feel like she's constantly swimming against the current to get any of her work done this year. So I do feel that this year could be quite frustrating for her. Like she may feel like she has to put a lot more time and effort than necessary to get her work done. So what's in store for Wendy's career this 2024? So we have withdrawal. Now I reacted that way because when I was cleansed, I just recorded another video. So when I was cleansing the cards so I could use them for Red Velvet, this card was falling. And I was like, oof, I do not know what I will say if this card comes out. So now that it's out, let's talk about it. So for Wendy's career this 2024, I do feel that the main thing that I'm getting is that she will exhaust herself a lot this year. Like because when we have quit, awakening, and rejection. So with this withdrawal card, I'm actually getting someone that overworks themselves to the point that they burn out. So I do feel that this year, Wendy will be doing so many things at once or working herself to the bone that she will be forced to take a break, or her mind will be at her wit's end because of all of this work that she's pushing herself to do. So with this withdrawal card, I'm getting this sense of, you know what I'm getting? It's like, I don't really know how busy Wendy has been, but there is a sense of like, maybe since she hasn't, like, let's say the group, because the group was going to take a full album, right, to celebrate their 10 years. Let's say that since she hasn't had a group comeback for such a long time, when she comes back or when they're preparing for it, she puts so much more time and effort into it because of how long she had gone without doing it. So it's kind of like the withdrawal of like kind of like going back to her schedule and going back to the pace, and she's kind of like going above and beyond with her energy input to make this project go forth. So what I'm getting at is like, since she's going back to like working again, she's overcompensating because she hasn't done it in a very long time. That's kind of what I'm getting. So the biggest warning for Wendy this year is to not overwork herself. And I said Sulki because I do feel that Sulki may encounter something similar. Like she's putting so much time and effort that she could also burn out this year. But with Sulki is because things are not really working out her way. With Wendy, I think she's just overdoing it herself. Like, I don't think anything's getting on her way. I think she's just putting too much time and effort into her career that it will just be too. She will just not rest enough, so it will be very overwhelming for her body and her mind. Now let's go for the next person. So what is in store for Joy's career this 2024? The card that came out is real estate with wealth, investment, and mega project. Now that's pretty positive. So for Joy's career this 2024, she might start investing in land, or she may buy herself an apartment or something along those, or like maybe even a house. I do not know. I don't know if she has been working for this for a while, or this 2024 she's going to start investing on something outside of her career to either secure her funds or to expand them a bit more. So yeah, I do feel that Joy is going to be investing on something outside of the entertainment industry. So her 2024, her career is going to be one where her biggest success or her biggest focus will be that she's going to start working on maybe even investing in her own business. Potentially. She may even enter a partnership with someone that can help her business grow. Or her family's going to open a family business. Because I'm seeing this couple and that made me think of someone that is like buying themselves a new home and to live together. So I was thinking that if she's working with her family, they may have like a family business. Something that brings in money. On to the last person, which is Yeti. What's in store for Yeti's career this 2024? So the cards that came out were Alleviation and Strategy. So this year for Yeti's career, she's gonna grow a mustache and get old and wise. Okay, I'm joking. So with the Alleviation, she's going to have a lot of time for herself, a lot of time where she will kind of like meditate, or a lot of time where she will have this sense of self-reflection and introspection. And this will allow her to create the best plan for herself. Because with this strategy, she's going to win the battle, the war, the whatever, like there's something big that Yeti wants to do, and she will be very successful. It may take quite some time for her to put her plan into action, but I do feel that this year she's already planning and working on what her goals are and how she wants to approach them, or who she needs to talk to make her goals a possibility. So I do feel that one of the reasons why we have the strategy card and the alleviation card is that Yeti is going to be reflecting a lot to create a plan, and she's going to be very cautious about the way that she approaches this plan because she wants to make sure that it's successful and that it works for her. So I do feel that she's going to be working with a team of people, because here we have like these hands that are like kind of helping this other person that is going through like this ritual of sorts, or this practice. So that makes me think of like support and aid and some sort of help. And then with the chess pieces here, it makes me think of like having her own staff or her own crew to be able to win a battle, or to win a project, or to, in this case, to be able to succeed in some sort of project or endeavor. So I do feel that Yeti may be the boss or the director, or like the one that is calling the shots somehow. And because of that, I was saying that she's gonna grow a mustache and become this old wise man. And I was just joking with Yeti though. Which, that seems to always be the case when I read for Yeti. She's pretty lighthearted usually. Anyway, so in 2024, Yeti seems to be like she's going to be directing a project, or she's going to be initiating some sort of project. Therefore, she will be working with people and kind of being the one organizing everything and ordering everyone around in order to be able to accomplish this goal that she has in mind. It may take quite a while for things to like work through, but it will definitely be something that she deeply cares about, because she's taking her time and she's observing everything and being as cautious as possible to make sure that it does succeed. So I don't really know what Yeti's going to be working on, but it's definitely something big. Definitely big. Planning, prediction, mind reading. Yeah, I do feel that Yeti will use a lot of her intuition to make sure that she's working with the right people and making sure that she is going down the right path when planning things out. Now let's go into the last question, which is any advice or healing messages for Reveluvs for this 2024. The first card that came out was Full Moon in Pisces with balanced spirituality and practicality. So I do feel that Reveluvs has a lot of people that are very in tune with their intuition and are very sensitive to changes in energy. So I do feel that many of them are very good at picking up like the spiritual side of life. And with this practical one, I do feel that there is a sense of this year, the best advice that the group can have is to have this balance between what they dream and what they visualize and what they want to manifest, and then have this balance with reality. So one of the best advices I can give, for example, you have Sugi and Wendy that are like, they have these expectations that they want to meet and these goals that they want to accomplish, but the reality of things is that they're human. For example, from Wendy's part, it's like she's human, she should rest and take care of herself rather than constantly push herself to the point of burnout. And for Silky, it's kind of like natural things happen and expect the unexpected. You know, things are not always going to go smooth sailing when she works, and even though it could be very frustrating that it's happening so constantly and all the time, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, at this point, start planning. Have like plan B or C or D, or how many backup plans necessary for her to prepare for the unexpected or when things go wrong, right? So anyway, so for the whole group, it's like the best advice is to be able to dream big so they can have goals to look forward to, but at the same time to stick to reality so like that they're aware that some of these goals could take a lot longer than they had expected, or they may take a completely different approach than they had originally imagined. And the other thing is, like, you know, you can imagine these big dreams, but for them to become a reality, they kind of have to take the initial first step to get them working. Especially since we had the Seven of Wands reverse and the Fool reverse. It's like many of them may have these big ideas and these big projects that they may feel a bit afraid to initiate because of how big of a responsibility it is, or because of how big of a dream or project it is. So it's kind of like the practical side is to still take that initial first step, or else nothing will get done. Let's see, one more card for advice or further healing messages. for this 2024. So the card that came out is Full Moon in Libra with a win-win outcome is forecasted. And I also want to take the card that kind of was like sticking out, which is Watching Crescent Moon with Have Faith in Your Dreams. So yeah, is this sense of like, with the group, we saw as I just mentioned in the first part of the reading, many of them could have already lost hope that destiny and fate is on their side. Like, the group may have been going through this period where a lot of the things that they wanted to do just never panned out and their expectations were necessarily not met. So maybe this promises of like, you're getting a comeback and you're getting a comeback and you're getting a project and you're getting a project, and they never happened. And because of that, I do feel that the group feels very discouraged, very disappointed, and are trying to keep their expectations low in a way where they're not dreaming anymore, right? So I do feel that the advice that they have is to continue dreaming, but also to stick to the reality that they will have to take action and the initiative for a lot of these things to happen. Like, these things are not just going to like walk into their door. They may have to push for these projects to even get initiated, or before they can even get started. And so like that is like, also have faith that that their manifestations and that their dreams will come true. Kind of like the Empress, that she knows she's very abundant and she knows that she has everything within her to achieve her goals, and also that she has the odds in her favor. So in this case, it's kind of like, don't lose hope that things can get better. Do not lose hope that your dreams can come true, and for them to know that they will succeed in their projects, even if the journey to reach those goals may be a bit bumpy and a bit of an overwhelming challenge for them. Maybe filled with a lot of obstacles. Yeah. Anyways, I will leave this here. I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It seems like Red Velvet is going to go through a bit of a difficult moment, and seeing how quote unquote the most challenging or worst cards that came out were for Silgi and Wendy, it makes me think that either that this year may not be the year for anyone born in 1994. We will see as I continue doing readings for other groups. But besides that, it does seems like Red Velvet is planning for something, and many of them are quite afraid of not knowing if things are going to work out. But besides that, it seems like Destiny is saying all of you guys are in such a good place as individuals that you will be able to overcome these challenges. Just don't give up and trust that things will work out for you. And also, it seems like balance is going to be very big for them, because we have Pisces and Libra energy that kind of, well, the Pisces card was talking about balance, and Libra is about balance. Like, the sign itself is about that. So I also do feel that this year, many of them have to be very gentle with themselves, very kind and understanding, especially if things don't really work out the way that they had expected or wanted it. It's like, instead of giving up, just see this as a learning experience, so that when you move forward, you're able to avoid these challenges, or being able to overcome them a lot easier and faster, because you already went through such challenges already. That seems to be the thing. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.